What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Welcome to your stimulus check update, stimulus package, and infrastructure update and daily news report for Saturday, August 7th. Hopefully you guys had an incredible week. Hopefully your weekend is even better. Now, today at 1 p.m., the Senate will be holding a vote to end debate on the $1.2 trillion infrastructure package. According to reports, the debate as of lately has been around taxation of crypto and the Defense Department improvements. Those are the two big issues right now. And according to reports, the Senate is getting closer to a deal, and we would most likely have this done within the next few days. According to a few senators, they say that right now that there are other amendments that have been debated and settled. However, there's still a handful of senators that are not happy with the fact that the Congressional Budget Office has stated that the bipartisan piece of legislation will increase the federal budget deficits by about $250 billion. However, there are reports, and I stated this yesterday, that the Congressional Budget Office is also saying that this could be as much as $350 billion, but some say that number is a little low as well, that we could potentially see $400 to $500 billion added to our federal deficit because of this bipartisan infrastructure bill. However, according to reports, this bipartisan infrastructure bill is going to add more money to our federal deficit than the $3.5 trillion infrastructure package that would be a budget reconciliation Democrat-only bill. So this is where Republicans are kind of going back and forth. They're saying, whoa, we are the ones that want to really control the federal deficit, yet our bill is going to cost more than what Democrats are going to propose? Well, according to reports, that is looking likely. So that has many Republicans pretty much up in arms, and they do not want to support this bipartisan bill. Now, here's something else you need to understand. More lawmakers are calling for additional stimulus. We heard from Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen before, and she stated that the $1.2 and possibly $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill, these will complicate the federal budget. These will complicate matters, which means adding more stimulus could further complicate these talks. But here's what we know. Right now, some senators say that this $1.2 trillion bill will get done today. However, others that are closer to the deal are saying that this is going to be a topic of discussion for the next few days. Some say that this would most likely pass sometime on Monday or Tuesday of this week. So again, still good news. This is still good news that this bill is going to pass. Even Senator Schumer, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, he already stated that the Senate is going to be in session until the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill and the $3.5 trillion budget reconciliation bill are passed by the Senate. But passing a budget reconciliation bill will be somewhat interesting, and here's the reason why. Right now, the way that the Senate must pass this bill, first it has to pass a budget resolution with reconciliation instructions. That is the technical term for this. However, by doing this, it's simply just going to open up the process. It's just going to allow for the bill to begin, for the committees to start meeting over this bill. Okay, but according to experts, they say that once the budget resolution with reconciliation instructions passes, once we get that first step done, then they expect we will see proposal after proposal for more infrastructure, more stimulus, throwing in different line items. There's going to be a lot of stuff in here. So I already explained this over the past few days, and we've already addressed a few of the different proposals that have come out. And they were pretty much all about additional stimulus. Increase the earned income tax credit. Yeah, we heard that. We heard, what about a $1,200 guaranteed income check? Yeah, we heard that. Just the other day, I brought up how one representative, she wants to bring forward a bill that would actually cover your back pay or your utility payments, any debt that you owe. And so that could be a big one as well. But what I can tell you is that right now, lawmakers are looking into the American people's spending patterns. They're looking into our savings habits, and they want to know about our financial well-being. Here's the reason why. Some say that the safety net for the American people is gone. We don't have a safety net anymore. We did when we had stimulus checks still coming out. We had a safety net when we knew we had a few months of unemployment benefits and that $300 per week boost still going out. We had a safety net when we knew that our food was going to be taken care of because we still had a 15% increase to the maximum amount of nutrition assistance, of SNAP benefits. We still had those. Well, we do still have those today. Stimulus checks, according to many reports, are gone. We got the SNAP benefits and the 15% increase. Those end on October 1st. We also have unemployment benefits for another month. Actually, a month from yesterday, okay, on September 6th. They will expire. So, right now, lawmakers are saying that we need to provide more to the American people, not just because infrastructure is going to take a little while to begin, but because our stimulus programs that are ending, they need to be extended just a little bit. Now, here's what we're hearing. First off, before the pandemic, let me just put this into context for you. Before the pandemic, the Federal Reserve said about 41% of Americans ages between 25 and 64, they didn't have enough money saved up to cover an unexpected $400 expense. And let me ask you the same question. If you were tasked with paying a $400 expense, maybe you need something done to your car. Maybe you need to go and buy a new oven, right? I don't know how much it costs, like maybe $400. I don't know, okay? I know what I spent on one just recently. It was much more than $400. But I know you can get some for $400 to $500. Could you afford that? Could you afford to pay a $400 unexpected expense just quickly? You don't have to go and liquidate your retirement account. You don't have to sell stocks. Do you have $400 in either your checking or savings account? Let me know down in the comment section below. Because, and the reason I ask this is because, according to the Federal Reserve, the reason for this, the American people living this way is because of credit card debt and student loans. These are the big reasons. Some say that the American people cannot afford a $400 unexpected expense because their credit card debt is too high. They're paying 20% interest on credit card debt. Their student loan payments are too high. Right now, we have many lawmakers that are trying to get student loan forgiveness. However, President Biden he doesn't look like he wants to pass this. This is not something that he looks like he wants to really support. He's put it back on Congress and say, if you want it in there, you put it in there. But don't look at me. I'm not going to be the one that calls for it. Now, at the end of 2020, so about 8 months ago, we knew that the American people, about 33% of the American people said they could not afford a $400 unexpected expense. That was down from 41%. But according to that those studies, that number is now rising. The numbers only decreased, okay, from 41% before the pandemic to 33%, last year, simply because of stimulus checks. That is it. Unemployment benefits helped. Increase to nutrition assistance, that was very important, right? Rental assistance wasn't coming out at that time. It's still very slow, but there was assistance. There was additional help. Stimulus checks were huge. Stimulus was the reason why. And as stimulus wears off, millions are back to their old ways. They're not making as much as they need to. Some say they can't afford to pay all their bills that they get on a monthly basis. And once stimulus is gone, once the student loan payment pause is over at the end of January 2022, once the eviction moratorium is up and people are required to make payments once again, Many are going to struggle. This is why some say the unemployment benefits cannot go away. If unemployment benefits drop, the paycheck to paycheck lifestyle of the American people will pick back up. That is not good news. Hopefully a lot of you guys are not living paycheck to paycheck. I understand about 50% of Americans do. And it's a struggle. It is a struggle. I remember when I lived paycheck to paycheck as well. And it was a struggle. It was years ago, but it was a struggle. And you really got to push through it. Take on more jobs. I remember when I was working a job, I had a job, and I was doing running my own businesses. I think I had like 2 or 3 at that time, just to get out of that rat race. And it's difficult, but once you're out, you will see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, we know that progressives are still going to push for that $15 per hour minimum wage increase from the federal level. However, right now they say $7.25 per hour is only $15,000 per year. And nobody can afford an apartment or a home making just $15,000 per year. And I'm just curious, where do you live and how much do you pay in housing per month? Whether you rent or you own. How much do you pay and where do you live? You don't have to give me the city. Don't give me your address. Just curious, what state do you live in and how much do you pay for rent or your home? I'm just curious because yes, it is true. $15,000 per year is not enough to pay for an apartment. Could you do it? Yes, you could. Would you be very tight on funds? Yes, you would. According to many studies, according to financial experts, you do not want to have more than 30% of your income going to housing. And the majority of Americans, it's closer to 50 to 75% of their monthly income goes directly to housing. That is insane. This is also one of the reasons why lawmakers are calling for additional relief to the American people for housing. Let's get this back under control. Let's fix rents. Okay, rent control. Let's make sure home prices do not increase too much, because if they do increase too much, investors are not going to go in buy a home for the sake of renting it out because it's going to cost too much money. It's going to cost too much money, and if rents aren't there or we are experiencing rent control, then we will not be able to afford to buy a home for the sole purpose of renting it out because the rent will not cover the mortgage. Creates an issue. As an investor, I would never purchase a property where the rent doesn't cover the mortgage and I don't see some form of cash flow from it. I personally wouldn't do it. Now, I bring all this stuff up because right now lawmakers are saying that stimulus checks changed the way the American people lived. Americans were able to afford the essentials. Some were even able to afford luxury items because of these stimulus checks. But the key is that the American people had options. Here's the key. Currently, our options are becoming more and more limited. They're becoming limited because stimulus is wearing off and COVID cases are increasing. This is not good news. According to many reports, there are going to be many proposals over the next couple of weeks regarding stimulus and regarding additional assistance to the American people. And as we know more there, I promise I will fill you in on all those updates. Currently, some say there will most likely be a 4th stimulus check. How much is it going to be and who will receive it? Those are things we don't know, but they say it will be included. Now, while we're talking about COVID cases increasing, while we're talking about stimulus wearing off, I want to address one topic that a lot of you guys are asking. That is a potential lockdown. According to many health experts, they are saying that we could experience an additional lockdown. We could see and go back to kind of what Europe has done, Germany has done, Australia. When COVID cases increase too quickly and the American people aren't ready for it, health experts say the best way to kind of combat this is to lock down. Keep people from moving about, spreading around, and spreading the virus. Let's prevent this. They say we can. However, according to the White House, they are saying that they will not enforce a new lockdown. That's not going to happen in 2021. They say the economy is doing too well. Vaccinations are definitely helping, and the American people understand how to live with COVID in our lives. So there is no need for another lockdown like we saw in 2020. Now, with that said, even though the White House may not come out and say, hey, let's do a lockdown, states could potentially say, we all have to wear a mask. We should stay inside and only essential business for the next 1 to 2 weeks. We could see this again. But as far as the federal government and the White House and the Biden administration, they will not mandate a full-on lockdown like we saw last year. So that's what we know right now. We will get more information this afternoon once the Senate meets and once they potentially vote on this next bill. So as we know more there, I promise I will fill you on that update as well. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.